Hey everyone, it's Cindy A. Lewis, and in this video I'm going to show you a Dollar Tree DIY that is so simple yet so cute and adorable. You're going to want to do it right away. So what we're going to take is a piece of foam board and we are going to create a lighted melted snowman. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is cut your foam board piece into fourths. So I've already drawn that out, but you just measure it. This is 30 inches across, so at the 15 inches you're going to draw a line, and then at the 10 inches across here the width is 20, so you're going to measure that and draw a line. I've already done that. So now I'm going to take my blade and I'm going to cut along this line and cut it into fourths. Once you have all 4 pieces cut and they are even, you can trim them up if you have to. I did a little bit. Go ahead and trim them up and get them as close as possible. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark off 2 inches in all around and cut the middle out. So basically I'm going to take my ruler and I'm going to mark 2 inches from this side and 2 inches here. You can see, and then I'm going to do the same thing on this side and all the way around and from the bottom as well. You want to make sure you're using your ruler. Oop, you can't see that, but basically 2 inches like this. Okay, and then we're going to draw a line and cut that center out of this board. Okay, once you have your center drawn out, go ahead and use your blade to cut through here and punch this out. Then you can use this first one as a pattern. The battery box will hide just fine here and it will be able to stand without much trouble. My table does not appear to be level. Anyway, okay. Okay, now you're asking, okay, tell me how we're making this into a melted snowman, because this looks like a square. So what we're going to do is we're going to take some artistic creativity leeway here, and we're just going to cut some little shapes like melted, like water that's melted, and we're just going to curve out these edges, and then we'll make the edges of these part of the frame as well. But let's do the top one first, and basically it's good to draw it first and then make sure again that you have a very sharp blade to cut with. Okay, I've drawn out the basic shape of what I'm going to cut on the underside of my top piece. Then I will cut the other ones to use it once I use this as a pattern. Now, you want to remember that you only have 2 inches from the edges on these pieces, so you don't want to go in too far. So basically now you'll take your blade and you'll just cut along here. Now you want to make sure that you are using a sharp blade to get the best cut that you can. And I'm going to do this now. That also cuts well. All right, so now we have 2 pieces that we can use. I'm going to use this one. All right, while I need to put a little snow on this, and that is something that I didn't show you that I was going to do, is this is the top of my snowman. This is all that's left of the poor thing. And so I'm going to use some Snow Tex that I have. You can also just put some white paint on it, and it doesn't even have to be that much. But I wanted to do this so it could dry while I finish cutting my foam board frame and base. Okay, once you have your top of your base done, you're going to take your other pieces and trace around it, and then you're going to cut them to match. Okay, now that you've cut all 3 parts of your base, you're going to end up gluing those together, and here is your top for the base of your melted snowman. So that will glue together. You have a space here to hide your light fixture, and you just need to determine where your 10 lights are going to poke through. Before you glue them together, it will be easier. So this set has 10 lights, and what we're going to do is we're going to kind of see where we want to space them on the top here. So we have to figure out the layout of our snowman. So basically where you want your snowman's head to be, and then where you're going to, my workspace is a little uneven here, where you want your, so like mine is still drying, so if I want the head here, then I'm going to space parts of him along here, and then I can have the lights coming through. So I wouldn't want any lights here where his head is. So I have to kind of know that his head is going to be in this corner here, and then I can put my lights anywhere I want in there. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm just going to mark where I want my lights, and then we'll glue the whole base together. Okay, once your holes are punched through, you can see where your head's going to be. That's a good space to hide your lights underneath your light battery box. So if you're going to put your battery box here, then you're going to want to put your lights through like this. You can see how that will work just fine. And so your lights will go through like this. And then we'll secure them on the back with some tape underneath, so you can see how that's going to work. All right, so we're not going to put the lights in just yet. We're going to go ahead and glue the base to the forms that we created and get that glued together. And then we will get to work on the rest of it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and finish these edges with the white tape I told you about. It's just this white vinyl electrical tape here that I had on hand, and you can get that anywhere. And so basically I'm just going around the edges, and so it doesn't matter if it's not perfect, and I want to make sure that it sticks really well. And since the glue is kind of comes out a little oozing from the sides, that helps. And you can see here that it's going to cover this just fine, and it'll help give it a finished look. So we're going to finish this up. Okay, and just want to push it in really well. Make sure it's sticking to everything. If it's not, you may want to add just a tab of glue just to make sure it sticks really well. If you have some pieces popping up, just push them back down and put a little hot glue in there. Not a lot. All right, now we get to have some fun with this. Okay, now our base is all put together. We've got our spacing in here. It doesn't have to be perfect on the underside. Now we're going to make this shimmer a little bit with some Mod Podge, and just put some on our brush. Spread it across the entire thing, and then sprinkle some glitter on there. Okay, now you want to let this set for about 20-30 minutes. You can see that it's really pretty and shimmery, and you know, set that aside. The next thing that we're going to do is add the snowman pieces to our melted snowman board, and then we'll add the lights last. Okay, I'm going to pull the camera down a little bit so that you can see it's working and not so like on top. So I'm going to pull that down right now. Okay, so go ahead and glue down your snowman head. That gives you the idea of where you want things to be. You already know where your light holes are. So what you're going to do now is you're going to glue down the pieces of your snowman. And you're going, your poor little snowman that has melted is going to be looking so cute. So basically you've got two eyes to your snowman, and they can be dribbling down, or they can be up high, or they can be falling down. You decide for your little snowman. So I think I'm going to have one on that's pretty good in place. I'm going to be careful with this glue not to burn my fingers. These are just black buttons that I had on hand. And this one is going to be dribbling down some. Not quite like that, but like that. My poor little snowman. And then I've got to have his mouth. Now I've got these little buttons for his mouth, and they're just going to go around here, and then his little buttons that were on his chest or his vest are going to go here. And then I'm going to take this orange paint and draw a little nose. This is puffy paint. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to glue these down, and then we're going to glue down his hat. Okay, he's coming together. He's so cute. And this is probably what a snowman would be like in Oklahoma. We'd get to build him, and then he would melt the next day. So anyway, here we go. Here's our little melted snowman. Now, I have taken my hat and I have bent it up a little bit in the back. So I'm going to put some glue here, and then I'm going to put some glue here so that the hat is kind of cockeyed. And so I'm going to actually use the hot glue to do this. And then I've kind of measured it several times, but I want to make sure it stays on. All right, so little snowman. Here's your hat. Now, we're almost through with our snowman. We just need to add in our lights. So we're just gonna flip it over, and we're going to add in the light. Okay, once you put your lights through, you will want to tape these down so that they don't move, because when you lie it down, you want it to be able to lie flat, so you need it to be flat. All right, so going to do that off camera. Okay, and once you put your lights through, you're done. Now, if you can find the white lights at Dollar Tree, that might be better. And if you can't, you can put a little white on your lights here, which I think I'm going to do. But once you turn the lights on, you really can't tell anyway. So I'm going to turn the lights on. And there we go. He is so cute. I just can't get over how cute he is. If you enjoyed this craft, that you'll subscribe to my channel, and that you'll go out to Dollar Tree and get some of these supplies and make your own melted snowman. Thanks for watching.